On November 21st, 2023, Legion Hoops tweeted, Kevin Durant this season, 31.4 points per game, 7.2 rebounds per game, 5.5 assists per game, 54% shooting on three-pointers, 52% shooting on field goals, 87% on free throws. Unreal numbers for year 17. Chet Holmgren responded, 54 from treball is odee shooting hang pulls. This is the Museum of Twitter, the show we talk about the most important tweets in the history of Twitter.com. It's Sports Tweet Saturday, and if you heard that and thought, what, that's absolute nonsense, what the hell does he mean? Congrats, that is the correct reaction. For those who don't know, Chet Holmgren is a young star for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And as the name Chet suggests, he is a white person. And so you can understand why a lot of people were puzzled and made fun of Chet for this tweet. Because seriously, what does 54 from treball is odee shooting hang pulls mean? Okay, obviously I know the answer to that question because I'm doing this episode, but like seriously, what? Now, a big part of this tweet taking off, because it's a reply to a tweet from Legion Hoops, which is not like the biggest account in the world, is that Bleacher Report made a graphic of it. If you're not into the sports world, the thing you have to understand about sites like Bleacher Report is that they will make a graphic with a quote if an athlete says basically anything. And so they made this graphic saying in big bold letters, 54 from treball is odee shooting hang pulls. And they captioned it, Chet taking note of KD shooting 54% from beyond the arc this season. As if that is the interesting thing about the tweet. Also, like, how is it newsworthy that Chet Holmgren was like, yeah, it's good that he shot 54% from beyond the arc. God, sports content aggregation is truly a hellscape. But once this tweet went viral, a lot of people started making fun of it. People like Aiden said, WTF does this even mean, dude? 2 Nichols said this sentence would get you accused of witchcraft in the 1600s. The official account from Merriam-Webster said, this just broke our website. And referencing a tweet that I will cover soon, Daniel Sohn said, you can't be talking like that, white baby. And Gwen hit on something, which is the subtext of this whole thing. She says, you went to Minnehaha Academy, let's calm down. Minnehaha Academy is a private school in the Twin Cities area in Minnesota. And it's like, yeah, I'm sure there are going to be some people who get mad at me for saying this, because there's some people that get mad at pointing out that the concept of race exists at all. But it's really stupid for a white guy named Chet from Minnesota to be talking like this. And it's part of a larger phenomenon that there's not really a good way to talk about, which is these white basketball players who talk in slang that is not really something that sounds natural coming from them. Like, let's listen to Chet Holmgren for a few seconds. This is a video he did with GQ.
No matter what I'm doing, shades are good, whether I'm getting in the car and it's sunny, whether I'm just walking around outside, taking my dog on a walk, whatever I'm doing. They're also good when you know there's gonna be cameras somewhere and you know they're gonna be flashbanging you. They don't tell you when they're taking pictures. You know, lots of bright lights can be tough on the eyes, so you gotta bring the sunnies. I got a different one for every occasion.
Like, look, he can talk however he wants. There's nothing actually, like, wrong with him talking like that and him using the word odee, but it's like, man, you really don't sound like a white guy who went to a private school in Minnesota. The best way I've ever heard this phenomenon described is when sports commentator Bomani Jones said that someone has, quote, some mean in him. Okay, but what does 54 from treball is odee shooting hang pulls mean? Let's break it down. 54 from treball. Treball meaning 3-point range, and so what he's saying is 54% from 3-point range. Is odee. Odee is slang. I believe it started in New York to mean very or a lot. It comes from overdose. But when not accompanied with an adjective or adverb, it just means like insane or like a lot. And shooting hang pulls is referring to the fact that most of the 3-pointers that Kevin Durant takes are pull-up 3-pointers, meaning he dribbles into them as opposed to catching and shooting them. So basically what he's saying is the fact that he's shooting 54% from 3-point range is crazy because he mostly shoots pull-up 3-pointers. Now, if he would have said that, it wouldn't have become a meme, but he also would not have been made fun of as much. And the thing is, when you put it like that, it's like, oh my god, that really is insane. Now, this was not for a full season. In fact, it was only for a couple of weeks, but shooting 54% on mostly pull-up 3-pointers is actually an insane stat, and it is pretty OD, if I can say so myself. I'll be honest, when I first saw this, I completely got it. I mean, I knew what treball was, and I know what OD is, and hang pulls I figured out from context. But hang pulls was the one term that I had never seen before anyway. And I actually just looked it up doing research for this, and I couldn't find anyone use the phrase hang pulls on Twitter to mean pull-up 3-pointers. Specifically the type of pull-up 3-pointer where you hang in the air a little bit. I'm not saying Chet made that up, but he definitely was on the forefront of it. Okay, let's get back to the ways that people made fun of him for tweeting this. Obviously, multiple people, including Zion Money, quoted it with photos of Chet Hanks, Tom Hanks' son, who also speaks like this. And about a month later, when there was a photo of Chet on the team plane wearing a do-rag, a lot of people referenced 54 from treball, odee shooting hang pulls. And it's still coming up for Chet, even in these basketball playoffs. Last week, when Chet kind of choked in the clutch, Chester Arnold said 0 from 2 from clutch ball is odee shooting free throws. And in Wednesday's game, Steve Hellwick tweeted right out the gate, Chet Holmgren is odee shooting hang pulls from treball. And it's been used to describe other people shooting. Shortly after the original tweet, Brandon Rabar said Isaiah Joe on the season is now shooting 52 from treball, odee shooting hang pulls. And that December, the official account for Ohio State basketball tweeted 40 from treball's odee shooting hang pulls. If Chet stays healthy, I think he'll have a really successful career and will be known for a lot of things. But I honestly do think that this will follow him around forever. Specifically because it gets at the contradiction inherent to him that his name is Chet and he's a goofy looking white guy, but then he talks the way he talks. Like if 54 from treball's odee shooting hang pulls was something that he only typed like, that'd be one thing, but he definitely talks like this is a thing he might say. And so I can only imagine as his career goes on, he'll be giving us more gems like 54 from treball's odee shooting shooting hang poles. Follow me for a new tweet every day, and if you'd like the show, please consider supporting it at patreon.com/museum of Twitter. And if you happen to be watching this on Saturday, I'm actually live streaming right now, so please follow the link in the bio.